Hello friends and welcome back to my beautiful Cone Life. This is Ansi and today I'm going to share with you a list of top 3 Hoya plants that beginners can consider adopting in their garden. Now this list I have compiled based on my own experience about taking care of these Hoya plants. So as I compile this list, there are these 4 points that I have kept in mind so that the list can be easily arrived at. One is sunlight. I've spoken about the water aspect of it. I've also spoken about the humidity level and its general care. So taking these pointers into consideration, I have compiled this list. So the first one that I'm talking about is the Hoya kerrii. Well, Hoya kerrii is also called as the sweetheart plant. It's also called as a Valentine plant because of the heart-shaped leaves of this particular plant. Now, this plant is the perfect plant to start with because it is of the succulent variety. With regards to the watering, I water this plant only once a week. That is every Saturday in the evening. I use the bottom watering technique wherein I put water in a tray and keep this pot in the tray for the night. So throughout the night it is soaking up that water. That is all. So it is just like once a week that I water this plant. With regards to the sunlight, I give this plant full direct sunlight. Just like the succulents and the cacti that we treat, I treat this plant exactly in that same manner. So sunlight, you do not have to bother about giving it bright indirect sunlight or giving it low sunlight or part shade sunlight. I give direct sunlight to this plant and I water it once a week. With regards to the humidity level, this plant can survive on average humidity. So you do not have to go ahead and provide it the high humidities which other Hoyas thrive on. Well, the next plant in the list is the Hoya pubic calyx splash. Now, this is a plant that I have purchased maybe about a month and a half ago. And this plant has been just growing crazily. I just had about 4 or 5 leaves to the plant. And the reason here is that I have avoided giving it direct sunlight. So this plant is basically thriving in this indirect sunlight spot wherein there is light that is available to it which is just sufficient for its growth. The second aspect is with regards to the watering. I water this plant only when the top inch layer of the soil goes dry. So it is not that I water it once a week. So as and when the soil layer goes dry, I water it. So the best way to check that is to insert your index finger in it and check if it comes out dry, then it is time for watering. You might notice these aerial roots for the plant. Now that is a sign that this plant is getting sufficient humidity to give out these aerial roots. Now Hoyas thrive on humidity. If you give them the right amount of humidity, this is where the aerial roots show, and that is a sign that it has adapted well to the setup. Now how will you provide this humidity level? What I have done is I have kept them amongst other plants. So they kind of provide that moisture to each other and they thrive well in that setup. And third plant in the list is the Hoya carnosa. This is the easiest amongst the 3 to care for because I find this plant to be a no fuss plant. You kind of give it bright indirect sunlight by just keeping it next to a window and it just does well in that setup. So where have I kept this plant? I have kept this plant next to a window where it is getting this bright indirect sunlight. Now, I have kept it amongst other plants, keeping in mind the humidity level that it requires for its growth. Now, if you look at this plant, it has been just growing and its tendrils are growing and growing and growing. Now here, when you see this long stem that is growing, there is always this temptation which I had to cut it off, but avoid doing that because this is a stem or the tendril that would give out flowers. Another sign is that it is doing well is it's getting the required humidity because of this aerial roots as well. So if you think of chopping it and thinking of propagating it, please avoid. Another sign of this tendrils to grow really long is that it is trying to cling on to something. So giving it a trellis support would be the most important step here so that it can cling on it, park itself there and give out beautiful leaves which would lead to flowers. Now coming to the general care of this plant would be the soil requirement or the kind of soil that you can use for this Hoya plants. Now here Hoya plants requires a well draining soil because if it remains in a very sloggy and sticky kind of a soil, then there would be a chance of water retention which may lead to root rot. For the Hoya kerrii, I have used succulent soil wherein I have more of river sand in that mixture. But for the splash and for the canosa, I have used more of coco peat and I have used perlite. These are the two combinations that I have used for the Hoya plants. The second aspect here in its general care would be do not think of transferring the plant every 1 or 2 years. Hoya plants like to be in a root bound pot. So here if you feel that you can see the roots, avoid repotting because they like that kind of a setup. I hope you like this list that I have compiled. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.